So thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining us for our Identity as an Asset interview series. We've been at Next Street sitting down with entrepreneurs for the last few months, really just hearing more, sitting with them to uplift their stories and specifically around how identity has been an asset in their entrepreneurial journey. So often we talk about the challenges, the myriad of challenges that we know that small business owners and entrepreneurs face. But we know there's another side of that story. And so, this conversation is really designed to enable you to share that side of the story with others. And so, I'd love to just dive right in and ask you to introduce yourself and share a little bit about your business.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. This is such a wonderful idea for an interview series. So I'm Elizabeth Lewis. I'm the founder and CEO of Brand Style and Bloom, which is a branding and personal styling consultancy. So my mission is to help professionals and entrepreneurs get noticed to achieve their vision of success using branding and personal styling as tools. And I started the business back in 2019. I was working at the time as a brand manager at a company that does consumer goods. And a lot of my work involved working with the design team to figure out just the right packaging for a product. And kind of early on in my role, I thought, oh my goodness, why do we spend so much time deciding on the design? Why can't it be our small team of five, et cetera? But as I kind of matured in my role, I realized not every product gets a big advertising budget. So it's important how the product pops on shelf to the shopper. So I started comparing that to people and thinking that as people, we have incredible ingredients and qualities, but if we don't know what they are that help us connect the dots to our vision and then how to externalize those qualities, i.e. through our style, the way we present ourselves, et cetera, then we might not achieve the goals that we have for ourselves. So that was the inspiration. And so I do that work through workshops. I work with a lot of big corporations. I'm so happy to also work with Next Street. And I also do one-on-one work. And I also have a clothing line, which is called The Collection. So it is knitwear that is stylist approved, sustainable luxury knitwear designed to help you look elegant with ease.
That's great. That's great. And I think I mean, it feels like, just from your description of the inspiration for your business, there's an element of authenticity and being yourself. And so it really aligns well with the topic of identity as an asset. So I'm curious just to dig a little bit deeper there. And so in what ways has identity been an asset in, in how you started your business or in your overall entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah, so I define myself as a fearless, joyful, and creative woman. And these are really qualities that have fueled me to start my business. So when I say fearlessness, it's not an absence of fear. I definitely experience fear, but I guess it's that realization that my worst case scenario that my fears lead me to develop almost never come true. So therefore, I'm able to just fear less. And that enables me to make bold decisions, such as bootstrapping my company, no guarantee of success, but was something that I 100% believed in. When I say joyfulness, I've always been an optimist. I'm someone who really likes to see the brighter things in life. I laugh loudly, some say too loudly, but I definitely knew that doing the work that I love full time, although a really big risk to go out on my own, would only increase that sense of joy. And then when I say creativity, I'm a creative, I'm an artist, and I often felt a little bit stifled in a corporate environment. So that was a motivator for me to just look at pursuing my own path and just figure out how I could make that happen. And although I definitely learned a lot through my corporate experience, I would never ever trade it. Fully being able to unleash that creativity to help others achieve their goals and dreams, their vision, it's something that I'm really, really thankful for every day.
Great. As you think about the future, I'm curious to hear, how, your identity and those identities that you just described enable you to differentiate yourself in the market or just sort of inform future goals that you're having for your businesses.
Yeah, definitely. So going back to those kind of three qualities, I call them superpowers, but three qualities. My fearlessness, I would say, has allowed me to be more bold.
Hmm.
So that means being bold and reaching out to companies and people who I think can provide value or I can provide value to or who can help me grow. And I would definitely say a lot of the times it does take courage to reach out. And so anyone who I talk to, people taught me this, people who I have the wonderful opportunity to mentor, I'm like, be bold, right? You have to reach out. Just having your website isn't something that people will come to. You have to reach out to have people know who you are.
Mhm.
So that boldness, I would say, has also allowed me to be more aggressive in my goal setting, bold with my vision. And then I try to use this quality to inspire my clients and the women who I coach, for example, with WNYC, to be more bold in these ways as well. Um, I would say also the joyfulness quality that really helps when times get rocky. And I would say anyone who's an entrepreneur pursuing this journey, you will always have those rocky times. They come and they go, right? But I think this joyful energy is something that helps me get through those rocky times. And it's also a differentiator that people mention as a reason that they enjoy working with me. Um, and then when I think about the creativity piece, that's something that helps me to really continuously innovate. And I'm going to be launching a service soon that involves, personal branding, styling, and my clothing line, the collection. So maybe I'll get to share some Instagram links later, but that creativity just always helps me to look at the market, see what people want, and then figure out a way to get it to them in a creative, differentiated way.
Great. That's great. I know we talk a lot. I mean, you've actually touched on a few different things here, but I'm curious to hear a little bit about the intersectionality and kind of maybe what role does that play in your entrepreneurial journey? And we all hold kind of multiple identities, and so sometimes it's it's interesting to hear how those things, how you navigate that, and right, bringing your full self to your work.
Yeah, definitely. So when I think about, kind of my intersectionality, I really think that that helps me to be more unique and also be uncomfortable,
Mm,
right? And both of those actually mean in a positive light. Um, of course, I haven't always felt comfortable in every room that I've been in. And, I've been in rooms where I might be, the only woman, everyone's more senior than me, et cetera. But I would say the great thing is that now being uncomfortable and unique have become normal for me. So that really helps as an entrepreneur because you're laying out a new path. And almost by definition, that's uncomfortable. You're thrown into a lot of situations where you don't necessarily have the answer. You're in a lot of rooms networking with people who you don't know. So depending on your personality, and I can kind of shift between being an extrovert and an introvert, that can definitely be uncomfortable. So that discomfort, though, I've just kind of been able to turn into another kind of positive quality or kind of a superpower.
I love that. I love that. I also resonate with the I am like a secret everybody thinks of me as an extrovert, but I am a secret introvert and quite love my alone time and my
Yes,
me time. And it's pretty important.
very important. You need that kind of refuel.
Exactly. But I'll get us back on track. So I know that you were connected to us through our WNYC program, and you mentioned being a coach. And so I'm curious if you could share a little bit more about how you've been interacted with the program, and then also sort of, the value that it's brought to you and that you've seen it bring to others.
Definitely. Well, I first discovered We NYC actually while I was at Luminary, and this was several years ago. I was sitting
Mhm.
in a meeting with the founder of Luminary, and she was teaching us about her journey of kind of just bootstrapping this amazing company that she's created that so many, entrepreneurs are part of now, and corporate members. And so when I got involved with We NYC, I think first it was really through the workshops. And so that kind of professional development, especially when I was newer in my entrepreneurial journey, and I still go to workshops now because that learning, that continuous learning is so important. But I would say the workshops are super, super valuable. The networking, the people who you meet, like at the conferences, I love that. It just feels really kind of fun and organic. And then I would also say I was able to become a coach as well. So being a coach, having that opportunity to meet with women entrepreneurs in the city kind of one-on-one is super valuable on both sides. And it's just been really fun to hear about the dreams of so many women entrepreneurs in New York City.
That's great. Thank you for that. Um, and last question for you is there anything that you didn't get to mention that you wanted to share in this conversation?
No, I think the only thing I would mention is I really appreciate Next Street's support of just entrepreneurs around the country. The ones who are involved in helping to develop and magnify the great work you're doing, and those also who you serve through the trainings. It's been really awesome to be on both sides of that. So please continue the great work you're doing. We appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate that. Our vision is boundless opportunity, and so it's exciting to hear it live and breathe, through entrepreneurs like you. So thank you so much.